match up with the Baltimore Ravens. And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go, boys. Bring it on.
What's that? 19!
49's the mic. Nice, sweetheart.
At 55!
On first down, Watson skirts by him at the 35. He finds Hopkins complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. Now Watson. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
Throwing again is Watson. And a catch made by Hopkins. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Jim.
On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. So back-to-back big runs picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason, it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
29, 38. Bravo. Tight down. There you go.
Watson just beating the play clock. And he hits his target. It's Kenny Stills. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Watson. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about.
You try it to the other side, not this side.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down.
You gonna see me in your nightmare.
A shotgun snap for Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
First down. First and goal at the 8-yard line.
Pick me up. Here we go. Hey, he's coming to you. He's coming.
Put the boys down, he's coming.
49's the mic. Watch 49.
From the gun, here's Watson. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. 8 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Texans take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
The Ravens take over first and 10.
Let's go!
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready up!
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Jackson from the shotgun. Throw left side complete. It's Andrews. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 25 yards that time.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start.
Hey, watch the ball, watch the ball.
Check, check. Fresno, Fresno, Fresno.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. A gain of 6 there on first. These guys hooking up right away here, Charles. 2 plays, both passes in his direction, and both catches.
And in our time together, have we not seen the tight end position continue to develop in the passing game? You know, at some point, we may not call them tight ends anymore. We may have to come up with an entirely different way of designating that position and what they do on the field. Because when I hear tight end, I think of the old school, hand in the dirt, blocking on the line of scrimmage. These guys are much more receiver than they are guys who are going to move into passing in the running game.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Again, Jackson sliding out of the pocket. He's got the 1st down here inside the 30. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram, 44 yards, as they are now on the board here in the 1st half.
And that's another route that defenders would vote to take out of the game.
The wheel route?
Oh, without a doubt. You're just trying to move everybody in one direction. And whether it's a running back or another receiver, as they zip out on the sideline, you've got a problem on your hands.
Yeah, well, the defenders hate it there. It happened, and it resulted in a touchdown. Tucker with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
A 1st down carry now for Miller. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Miller. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan 1st down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 1st downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Watch the slant.
Play action for Miller. Now Watson rolling to his right. It's complete to Hopkins. The 20. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They give him a gain of 37. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. They'll run high. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. Second and goal from inside the 5. They try again with Hyde. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Texans have taken the lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up first and 10. Steps away to, and he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
On second and 11 now, Jackson. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Now it's Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 43 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's first and 10 just outside the 30. Pass from Jackson complete to Ingram. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
To throw once more on second and 10. Jackson. Ingram's got the first down and more. And he's brought down. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another first down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, and then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
On second and goal, Jackson. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Mark Ingram with his second touchdown here in this first half, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Now Tucker to add the PAT. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. You're under 30 seconds to go. Field position not great. Time to call it a half, wouldn't you say?
Well, you know we all have that little extra gene that says let's push the envelope a little bit, right? What needs to be going through the play caller's mind right now, a potential fumbled snap that can get returned, a strip sack that can get returned, right? Any of those types of plays, that should be a deterrent to calling something that could get you in big trouble.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down.
It's a gain of 16 yards. And the Texans first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
You can't block me. Mike, 36. 36.
Out of the gun, Watson. He's got Fuller. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. The final shot before the break. Watson going deep for Hopkins. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard.
We got this.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game. We'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
First down, Baltimore.
Ready. 55. Come on, boy. You better be ready. Don't be scared of it.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. There goes Mark Ingram. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram, 66 yards, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Tucker now to add the point after. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14.
Ravens 21, Texans 14.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Call that a very strong gain of 24.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. Tavon Young in on the tackle. Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. A quick throw out wide to Fuller. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. And movement here by one of the Texans up front. In comes the flag. Now after the false start, they need 8 yards here on 3rd down.
Hey, 59! Mike, 36! 36! We ain't giving up nothing today! Watch 36!
From the gun, Watson. He completes this into the hands of Miller. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. On 4th down, Watson throwing the out route incomplete. It's Hopkins. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. Watson and the offense going to come up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Trying to get it that time to Stills. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. After the interception, here's Jackson, forced out to his left. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
To throw again on 2nd down, Jackson.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Out to his left. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And they finally put it into this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Brings up 2nd and 10. At the Ravens' 38-yard line.
Mike's 49!
Throwing on 2nd down. Watson. Caught left side, Hopkins. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins his second touchdown of the afternoon, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They'll need to regroup after the costly interception last time. It led to a tying touchdown. 21 all is where we stand, and they've got it 1st and 10. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
To throw is Jackson. Throwing again. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
You must be getting tired of seeing me. He's coming to his ball. He's coming.
They'll try and get the run game going. This is Miller. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20. So both teams trade touchdowns in the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
We're set. 19.
Watson off play action. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins there to make the grab. And they're able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when an ex-defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Switch, switch, switch.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. This one complete to Ingram. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Jackson will throw again. Rolling to his left. He'll run it. He's got the first down and more past midfield. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
Check, 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 check.
From the gun, it's Jackson. He'll buy some time right. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Jaleel Adai. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs, and the goal? End the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Don't let him breathe.
24.
Don't let him breathe, defense.
Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Miller. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. Throwing on third down, Watson. He finds Hopkins complete. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Watson going to give this one to Miller. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
You got three. Line him, go. Line him, go.
They'll run on first down. Miller. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Watson with a give to Miller. And some room to roam now. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain there of 21 yards.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2.
Stay at home, stay at home. Stay at home, stay at home. Mark 38.
On first down, it's Miller. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle at the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger. And dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Texans as we say so long from Houston.
How many of y'all came to win?
Oh, they asking my name, huh?
Ready? S.